college basketball season is off to an absolute bang. I can't think of a time there was this many top-level Canadian prospects performing this well to begin a season. And to be quite frank, the women's side is outperforming the men's side, and in my opinion, it's not really close. With freshman stars like Syla Swords, Delaney Gibb, Toby Fournier, Jasmine Bacone, and more showing out, it's clear the women's side is up next. In today's video, I'm just going to focus on 3 of my favorite freshman stars, but I wanted to kind of shout out a couple of the other people that are absolutely performing well to start out the year. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Yvonne Ejim is a senior at Gonzaga who's currently averaging 18.7 points per game, 9.6 rebounds, 3 assists, as well as shooting 57.3. I'm sure we'll talk about her throughout the season. She's absolutely balling this year for Gonzaga. Jasmine Bacone, a freshman that's playing for Villanova, is currently averaging 15.8 points per game, 4.3 rebounds, 4.8 assists, as well as shooting 44% from field. Absolute baller. Like I said, lots of season to go. I'm sure we'll talk about her as the year goes on. Cassandra Prosper, the younger sister of Oliver Maxwell Prosper, who plays for the Dallas Mavericks, is off to a strong start to the year as well, averaging 7.4 points, 4.3 rebounds, half an assist, as well as shooting 40% from the field for the Fighting Irish this season. Cheyenne Day Wilson is a senior guard for LSU this season, who's currently averaging 4.1 points, 2.9 rebounds, and 4.4 assists, as well as shooting 30% from the field. Cheyenne can really do a little bit of everything, all-around player. As you can see, not really excellent in one category, but not really bad in any. Avery Howell is a freshman guard that plays at USC, a little bit different from everyone on this list. She's a dual citizenship, so one parent's from the United States and one's from Canada, but last year she represented Canada quite a few times, so I figured I'd add her to this list. She's averaging 5.8 points per game, 3.1 rebounds, and half an assist, as well as shooting 41% from the field. Very highly sought after recruit. Lots of game to go. I'm sure she's going to step these numbers up a lot. She has lots of talent. Now we're going to get into the main 3 I want to focus on this video, starting with the standard of the class, somebody you probably already know, and that's Syla Swords. Syla grew up in Sudbury, Ontario. Although she grew up in Sudbury, she ended up moving to Long Island to attend Long Island Lutheran High School. During her time in Long Island, Syla proved she's not only one of the top prospects in Canada, but one of the top prospects in the world for her age group. At the end of Syla's senior season, she joined Canada's national senior team and represented Canada at the Olympics, becoming the youngest Canadian woman to ever do so. Now, Syla is a 6-foot guard who plays for the University of Michigan and has easily been a top 3 freshman in the country so far this season. Syla's teammates and coaches have talked about as even being one of the youngest players on her team. She brings a lot of experience and leadership to the team. So far this season, Syla is averaging 18.8 points a game, 7.6 rebounds, and 3.1 assists, as well as shooting 47.4% from the field. In Syla's first ever game with Michigan, she dropped 27 points and 12 rebounds versus last year's national champion, South Carolina. Other notable games for Syla this year are when she dropped 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists versus Lehigh, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals versus Long Island University, and 24 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals versus Virginia Tech. Syla and Michigan are currently ranked 23rd in the country and are really looking to make a run this March. Syla will be there for the next 4 years if I had to guess, and there's lots of good basketball to come. Next up is Delaney Gibb. Delaney is a 5-time freshman guard who plays for BYU. Delaney is from Raymond, Alberta, where she grew up as well as played her high school career. In the summers, Delaney spent her time playing AAU basketball on Kia Nurse Elite, which is a top-level AAU team out of Canada. Delaney has been putting the country on notice already this year with BYU, having 7 games with 15 points or more already early in the season. BYU is off to a strong start this season, and Delaney is a huge part of that. You could definitely see them making some noise this year and making it to the tournament in March. Delaney is averaging 16.1 points, 5 rebounds, 4.3 assists, while shooting 44.3 from the field. I look forward to seeing what Delaney and BYU can do this year and for years to come. Notable big games for Delaney were where she dropped 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists versus Wyoming, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists versus Rice, and 22 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists versus Idaho State. Last, but definitely not least, is Toby Fournier. Toby grew up in Toronto, Ontario, where she played her high school career at the well-known Crestwood Prep. Toby was a highly sought-after recruit coming out of high school, but ended up choosing Duke and joined the Blue Devils this year. Toby is known as being one of the best female dunkers in the world. As young as 16 years old, Toby showed the world that she had hops like no other. Throughout the years, Toby has represented Canada multiple times at tournaments like the U16s, U17s, and I believe even the U18s. So far this year, Toby is averaging 10.9 points per game, 4.2 rebounds, along with 1.1 blocks, and it should be noted that out of the 3 we've talked about today, she's the only one that does not start. I'm sure even later in this season, or for sure next season, we're going to see Toby as a starter, and I can't even imagine what she's going to do when she becomes a starter with numbers like this. Coming off the bench and playing limited minutes in a lot of the games, she has really, impressed me. Duke right now is currently 8-2, with their only losses coming versus number 1 South Carolina, and then another top 25 team in Maryland, so I'm sure we'll see them in the tournament, and they look to make a run this season. That's pretty much all I got for you guys today, but the purpose of this video, I just wanted to show off the talent that's coming out of Canada. It really does seem like Canada's up next, especially on the women's side. So I just wanted to show off a couple of these women who have really been performing well and get their names out there for maybe some people who don't know them. Well, that's all I've got for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did like this video, check out my channel and see if there's some other videos you may like. Thanks, and until next time.